Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
School has no problem with you guys being here.
Yeah, I've been here many times.
You have to remember, this is, for lack of a better term, it's a rented space, and sometimes...
No, we're yeah. No, go ahead.
The students or some activities, clubs or groups, they do rent this area for certain activities. And when they do, then that means you guys would have to...
No, this is a public university paid for by taxpayer money, and therefore my right to free speech, my First Amendment rights, do not stop because somebody else gets a permit. They may need a permit. We're not selling anything.
No, I'm not saying you need a permit. You're not listening.
Yeah, but if somebody else were renting this space, we would stay here.
Then you guys would have to move to the side.
No, I mean, they tried to move me when the National Guard was here, but I said no, they need a permit because they're trying to solicit it. We're not soliciting. We're just, it's freedom of speech. No, it's freedom of speech, sir. Officer, I know the Constitution, I know the law.
I'm just telling you from the school rules.
Well, the school rules do not circumvent the First Amendment.
If they have an event going on here, you guys would have to just move.
I wouldn't move. I wouldn't move. So, but I don't know why you're saying that because there's no other event.
I'm just notifying you that in the future.
Yeah, no, but I would stay here and continue to do.
You can't block any of the sidewalks.
Who's blocking?
I'm just saying.
I know, but what are we doing? We're not blocking. But you are, and I have been here all last year, this year, so I understand First Amendment rights, and my First Amendment rights are not curbed by a school policy. So I'm helping you understand. Sure, they would be.
You also have to realize that if somebody rents the space, you just got to move to the side. That's it. It's no big deal.
Well, nobody's renting the space, so it's superfluous. Yeah. In the future, though, if somebody rents this space, which is public land, you cannot remove us. This is public land.
The students reserve it.
But this is public land. But we still can stand here and preach the gospel.
You got to stand to the pastors. We've had people come here before handing out Bibles, and they've all been understanding that, hey, if there's something going on.
Because they don't understand the constitutional. I don't know why we're arguing, because First Amendment gives us on public property the ability of exercising our free speech, and the university policy does not circumvent the Constitution and the Bill of Rights.
That I understand, but from the administration, if there's something going on...
Well, you could go back to them and say that you would have to trespass me, and I don't know how you could trespass me off of public land. Because you're saying to me that some sort of university policy would make it so that we don't have freedom of speech.
No, I never said that. What I'm saying is, if students rent this space here, all you would have to do is just move to the side.
Possibly, but it's not happening. It's a moot point. Yeah, no. But First Amendment rights, no. Yeah. No, I would probably just stay here and let them have to deal with it. I mean, they tried to move me when the National Guard was here, and I said, no, we're not moving. This is the spot that we decided to be in. And in that sense, we're just trying to stand upon the First Amendment. But I hear you, and we would deal with it if that becomes an issue in the future. What's that? No, they were way over there. And the U.S., no, because the U.S. military does not circumvent the First Amendment.
So basically, all you're doing out here is trying to...
No, basically, we're abolitionists, and I'm talking about this with you because you're an officer. I'm assuming you're... okay, university police. So you and I are having this conversation about the legalities of the First Amendment. But with the students, I want to have a conversation with them about Jesus Christ and about the reality. Yeah. But there's no event. Yeah. I appreciate you asking.
Adversarial, anything like that, you know. I'm just conveying a message.
Okay.
I'm not trying to upset you guys.
No, I'm not upset at all. But you could go back to the administration.
And I'm just trying to...
I know, so you're more defensive. No, I'm just saying, we're just saying we're not going to move. But it's not even, it's a moot point. It's a moot point.
Well, you don't have to move now, like I said, if there's an event.
But even if there was an event, we do not necessarily have to move.
When it comes to that.
Yeah, I mean, we'll deal with that in the future somewhere, someday.
You've been notified of it.
Yeah. And so have you, because you've been notified on the Bill of Rights, First Amendment, and the public university does not have the ability to remove us from and remove our First Amendment rights.
We're not saying that
Yeah, you would, because you're saying we can't be here.
If they have an event here, you move to the
And I would say no.
let them have the event.
And I would say no.
And you say no. So you spoil their event.
No, I wouldn't spoil their event. No.
That's okay. That's basically what it's down to.
No, they would spoil my First Amendment rights. Sure.
They have more of a right to be here than you do.
Oh, in what way, officer? Wait, officer, you're not a lawyer. You don't have legal background. You don't know what you're talking about. Your job is actually here to protect our First Amendment rights, to say what it is that we believe that we need to say.
Here to protect their rights too.
In what way are we violating their rights?
I know it is.
Sir, how are we violating their rights?
I've been talking, I've been kind of just saying.
So I'm not upset. I'm just telling you what the First Amendment says. Are you against the Bill of Rights?
No, it's just if somebody simply asks you kindly to move over.
Yeah, we don't have to.
Speaking.
You've never heard about protesting and First Amendment rights in history?
I understand that, but if this is a school campus.
This is a public university paid by taxpayers, and therefore I have a right in public spaces to exercise my First Amendment.
Paid to go there to see all of this.
Okay. So that's the beauty of the First Amendment. The First Amendment was put in there so that people will sometimes hear things that make them uncomfortable.
That's also for me to say.
Yeah, but you don't have a right to stop me from doing it.
But I have a right to say.
Oh yeah, absolutely, 100%. I respect that. Yeah, no problem.